Welcome to the Alcohol Reset, the podcast that helps you reset your habits, health, and relationship with alcohol without judgment or extremes. If you're looking to cut back, take a break, or just understand how drinking can affect your body and mind, you're in the right place. Each episode brings you science-backed insights on neuroscience, nutrition, and habit change to help you feel better, sleep deeper, and take control on your terms. I'm Mike Hardenbrook, best-selling author, neuroscience enthusiast, and habit change expert. I've helped thousands through my book and podcast to rethink their drinking, and now I'm here to help you do the same. Let's get started.
Okay, picture this. It's 7 a.m., maybe earlier. You're in the airport terminal. You probably just scrambled through security, feeling a bit stressed, maybe definitely up earlier than you wanted. And then you see it, the gate bar, all lit up, already serving drinks. Now, think about it. If you were walking into your office or, I don't know, your local coffee shop, ordering a vodka or a glass of champagne at 7 in the morning, that would seem pretty weird, right? Maybe even a bit alarming. But here, in a strange kind of suspended reality of the airport, suddenly a mimosa, a Bloody Mary, it feels totally fine, almost expected even. So what is going on here? Why does the airport give us this weird, almost universal green light to just ditch our usual rules? You know, the rules about what we eat, what we drink, when we sleep, but they just seem to vanish. This is the mystery we're digging into today, the 7 a.m. Bloody Mary effect. And it's way more than just, you know, a personal quirk. It's this really fascinating mix of psychology, the environment, marketing, and our own biology. And look, understanding this airport effect is actually pretty important for anyone who travels, because drinking differently in this specific environment means alcohol hits you harder, way harder. Things like stress, dehydration, the plane itself, they all play a part. So our mission today is to unpack that trick, help you understand it so you can start your trip feeling sharp, you know? Not foggy. Let's tackle the mental side first, the permission slip, basically. Why does your brain suddenly say, yeah, okay, morning cocktail time? Well, one big factor is that airports kind of operate outside normal time. Doesn't it feel like that? You're looking at departure boards, right? Flights going everywhere, crossing all these time zones. Maybe 5 hours ahead, maybe 3 hours behind. So that's 7 a.m. on your watch. It stops feeling like real 7 a.m. Your brain's sort of floating in this time suspended state. And that normal social clock, the one that tells you what's okay when, it gets fuzzy, broken almost. It's like getting a license to just step outside your routine. And let's be real, travel is stressful. I mean, inherently stressful. Think about all the friction points, the early alarm clock buzz, the traffic maybe, taking your shoes off, the security pat down, maybe your flight's delayed. You've basically just run this gauntlet, this hassle. And that stress, it primes your brain, makes it look for an immediate reward, like right now. Alcohol, in that moment, looks like a really quick, really easy signal of relief. It's your brain saying, phew, made it. The tough part's over. Relax now. It's a fast fix for that hassle you just went through. Maybe not the best fix, but a fast one. Okay, so you kind of rationalize it yourself. Then what happens? You look around, and this is where social proof really kicks in hard. You spot someone across the way with a big glass of wine, or, you know, those folks by the charging station already sipping a beer. It's classic herd mentality, right? It totally normalizes the whole thing. If everyone else seems to be doing it, it doesn't feel so out there anymore, it feels like. Just part of the travel ritual, something you do at the airport. And believe me, none of this happens by accident. It's not random. The airport experience, it's like a masterclass in engineered marketing. Seriously. Notice where the bars are. They're not hidden away, are they? Nope. They're front and center. Super visible. Bright lights, maybe. And the menus. They're designed with tempting travel cocktails. It's all very deliberate. It's a calculated business move designed to cash in on your stress, that weird time feeling, and your desire for a quick reward. They're basically building this environment that encourages you strongly to make that exact purchase very profitable for them. Okay, so your mind's on board, you've got the mental permission slip, but now we got to look at what actually happens when that drink meets the pretty stressful reality of flying, because the physical side of this is much tougher than the mental side. That airport drink, it doesn't just feel stronger, the effects are biologically boosted, they really are. And probably the sneakiest factor is dehydration. Big one, just look it up. An airplane cabin is one of the driest environments you will ever spend time in. Seriously, the humidity is kept to maybe 20%. That's drier than most deserts. That super dry air is literally pulling moisture out of your body hour after hour. And what does alcohol do? It's a diuretic. Makes you pee more, forces your kidneys to push out water. So you're already fighting dehydration just by being on the plane. And then the alcohol comes along and makes that fight way harder, way faster. That groggy feeling later, the headache. That's not just jet lag. A lot of it is dehydration, made worse by the booze. Then there's the oxygen thing. Okay, the cabin's pressurized, yeah, but the air pressure is still a bit lower than down on the ground. It means your blood is absorbing slightly less oxygen than usual, so you're breathing thinner air, basically. Your system's already working a bit harder. Alcohol then takes advantage of that. It hits your system harder and faster because your body's already kind of taxed. It's like exploiting a vulnerability, And if you're on a long-haul flight, that pre-flight drink is actively messing with your body's clock. It interferes with melatonin, the sleep hormone. It disrupts your REM sleep, which is crucial. So you're basically making your jet lag worse before you even take off. Not ideal. And finally, just think about what you usually have with that Bloody Mary. Often it's like a pastry, right? Or some sugary snack you grab quickly. High carb, maybe high sugar. You combine those empty calories with alcohol, and you're setting yourself up for a big blood sugar spike, followed by a nasty crash. Guarantees that mid-flight energy slump. So the takeaway here is pretty clear, I think. The airport environment doesn't just allow early drinking. It makes the negative effects much, much worse. Turns what might be a small thing on the ground into a real physical burden in the air. Now, the good news, you don't have to completely skip the ritual if you enjoy it. You just need to be smarter about it. Build better habits for travel. This really fits with the whole idea of setting up structures for success instead of just relying on willpower, especially in an environment designed to break it. So, first rule, absolute number one, hydration priority. Don't wait until you're thirsty halfway down the concourse. Before you even consider that cocktail, get some water in you, maybe an electrolyte drink. Get ahead of the dehydration game, not behind it. Super important. Second, stabilize with food. Don't hit the bar on an empty stomach or right after like a giant cinnamon roll. Get some protein, get some fiber before you drink. Build a foundation. That helps keep your blood sugar steady, prevents that big spike and crash if you do have a drink or snacks later. Third, and this is key, set your limit before you even leave the house. Make the decision when you're calm, not when you're stressed and rushing in the terminal. Maybe it's a hard one drink only rule. Maybe it's nothing alcoholic until I land. The power comes from deciding outside that tempting high pressure environment. And hey, if you really love the ritual itself, that feeling of cheers to starting the trip, there are some great alternatives now. Swap the booze for sparkling water with lime, get a fancy mocktail. Some places even have those adaptogen drinks now. You still get that sense of occasion, that little moment of relaxation, but without the biological hit. Now, for those interested in maybe giving their body a bit more support against travel stress, and the occasional drink, let's quickly touch on two nutrients that can really help. First one is vitamin B1. You might see it as benfotiamine, which is a form that's easier to absorb. Think of B1 as like fuel for your brain cells. Travel stress, alcohol, even just processing airplane food. These things drain your thiamine levels fast, and your brain needs it for energy, for clarity. So topping that up can really help fight off the travel brain fog. The second one is NAC. That stands for N-acetylcysteine. Think of NAC as your body's internal cleanup crew. It helps support your natural detox pathways, especially in the liver, protects your cells from stress. That's really helpful when your system is dealing with both jet lag and processing alcohol in that low oxygen plane environment. It helps you bounce back a bit quicker. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Let's bring it all together. The airport environment, it kind of tricks us, doesn't it? It creates this weird artificial bubble. Time feels weird. Stress is high. And it makes that 7 a.m. cocktail feel totally normal. Like the rules just don't apply there. But here's the crucial insight, the thing to really take away. Just because that behavior feels normal in that specific engineered setting, it doesn't mean it's harmless. Not when you factor in the biology of flying, the dehydration, the lower oxygen. Understand that difference, normal versus harmless, that's the key. It lets you make smarter choices that actually match your real goal, which is probably to start your trip feeling good, right? Feeling energized, not wiped out. So I'll leave you with this little challenge to think about. If an airport can mess with your drinking habits just by bending the rules of time and showing you other people doing it, what other environments in your everyday life might be subtly tricking you, pushing you towards choices that aren't really optimal for you? Keep an eye out for those engineered permissions, those subtle nudges. Until next time, travel smart.
That's a wrap for today's episode. If you got something out of this, do me a quick favor, leave a rating and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It helps keep the show going and would mean the world to me. Got ideas, comments, or questions? Shoot me an email at mike@trycloud9.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for extra support, check out Cloud9, makers of Daily Restore, a once-a-day supplement to support your body from alcohol's effects, and Rise and Unwind AM/PM, a 24-hour combo to curb cravings, balance mood, and improve sleep when taking a break. Go to trycloud9.com and use the code PODCAST to save 15% on your next order. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.